Don't break anything, damn. So speaking of the law, I wrote this while the Occupy movement was really hopping. And does everybody know what a black bloc is? Anybody heard of a black bloc? A black bloc, it's a protest tactic by which everybody involved with the black bloc, who's a part of the black bloc, wears all black clothing and performs, one kind of group of actions, and you're kind of acting as one organism. And it's not necessarily a violent thing, but it generally gets portrayed that way. And agents provocateurs have a really easy time infiltrating a black bloc and making it look awful. So anyway, which is just to say that I wrote this poem, and it's called Black Bloc. Worse than the power outage was the housefly that we had in our neighborhood the same month. It was literally the size of one of our houses. You could see each individual piece of it flinching and shuddering. Thank goodness it never caused a car crash. Thank goodness it didn't crush or dent any of the roofs that it landed on. And thank more than goodness that the police finally came. Although that took a phone call from our mayor, and the making of that phone call took the fly landing on the side of the mayor's own garage. The police wore bulkier uniforms than we had ever seen them wear. And they brought out more equipment than we thought they even had. The equipment let out a huge croak, and it blew the fly into thousands of black specks, swimming in the wind as lost as 1,000 flies. And we could finally relax. Woo! And this really is a true story. And it's also a public service announcement, and it is called "In the Event That You Are Unemployed to Death." All right. Stovetop popcorn and hand-rolled cigarettes will gild your passage through the current economic crisis. You will disintegrate graciously into Charlie from Alaska's couch, and into the sunset over a colonial cemetery. A pelican that passes overhead may happen to inhale the smoke, but it will not experience whist or consider its own context in American history. Sugar may be sprinkled over the popcorn once the oil sizzles in order to create the illusion of carnivals. A rose may be grabbed out of nature and handed to the prettiest individual at the carnival, or, if a rose cannot be located, one acceptable and inexpensive substitute is secretly home-popped popcorn. Unpopped kernels left untended may flee back into Charlie's cupboard, flipping their brown little wings to chew up everybody's cereal and laundry. And so it behooves you always to leave the popcorn on the stove until each of the kernels has popped. You are also encouraged to note that rose bushes are not permissible in the cemetery and will be confiscated from the grave. I'm going to shift gears on you again. This is a pretty different kind of poem from that poem. And I can't really preface it by saying anything that it's about, really, because it wouldn't... except that this sandwich shop was real, and it was in Portland, Maine. I'm pretty sure it isn't anymore, and that makes me sad. But that's not really the point. But yeah, there used to be a sandwich shop where they would make you a sandwich based on how you described your mood that day. Yeah. This seemed very romantic to a young autobiographer among young autobiographers. To confess your anguish to the smiling cashier. I would love to crush and digest the teeth of that which consumes me daily. Could you make that vegan? The back corners of fridges keep ripe some specific flavors for those whose leftovers describe the absent. and for those who suffer food service shift through evenings in cold cities. Tourists throw fits for avocados. Then they fly home and forget what got them nauseous. On the other end of the counter, you grow accustomed to the types. You could stand to launch out and join the geese who honk beyond your window after 3. Mobile, one with a fresh flock. Or even to be a fire ant whose colony a bucket floods with liquid metal to make it all into an odd, shiny chunk for a viral video. Home decor. I once found a box on a job application that asked what made me unique. For data entry, I left it blank. Infinite stationary space will probably always exist on which to make the lists that you wish to make yourself for your deathbed. Of the precious tongues whose shapes initially charmed, sets of teeth. These 9 amateur photographs will help you sleep at night. It is seriously impossible to stop staring at number 8.